morning, students. Okay, so we were studying index number, right? So we are going to continue the chapter. The last illustration, very important illustration we did was the 30th illustration, right? We already found Fisher's index number, then we found last year's index number, past year's index number, everything was found in that chapter, in that last illustration, right? We will be continuing it, okay? We already learned formula for last year's, formula for past years, and formula for Fisher's. So we are already done with all this, okay? So let's do a quick revision of it. What will be the formula for last year's index number? Very good. It is summation P1 Q0 divided by summation P0 Q0 into 100. So it is last year's index number. To find past year's index number, what do we do? Okay, fine. For finding out past year's index number, what do we do? Summation P1 Q1 divided by P0 Q1 into 100. And to find Fisher's index number, we just do the under root of last year's into past year's, and we get, yes, IL into IP, and we get what it is? IF. Okay, so these formulas are clear to you. We have used 3 methods of finding index number, that is last year's, past year's, and Fisher's index number. In the question, it might be given, sometimes it is given, you have to find the ideal index number. Whenever it is given ideal index number, what you have to find is Fisher's index number. Whenever it is mentioned Fisher's index number or it is given ideal index number, what you have to find is Fisher's index number. If you don't find this, will also be okay, or if you will find this first and then you will find the Fisher's index number, will also be okay. Is it clear? Okay, now we will move further and we will see this illustration number 15. Can you see me? What is the difference? We have already done this sum, this type of a sum. We have consumption and we have total expenditure in this question. Okay, so base year 2014 is given and current year 2015 is given. Now, base year is 2014, current year is 2015, means whatever base year is, it is, we have to consider it for finding the current year calculation. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, but for finding out last year's, past year's, Fisher's, what do we need? We need P0, Q0, we need P1, and we need Q1. But is it given directly in this question? Price is given? No, it is not given. Quantity is given? Yes, this consumption, whatever it is written, consumption, this is what? This is the quantity. Now, whenever you go to purchase something, suppose you are going to purchase rice. You are going to purchase rice, 5 kg rice you are going to purchase, and the price for 5 kg is suppose 50 rupees. What will be the total expense you are going to purchase? Rice, and you are going to purchase 50 rupees per kg price of rice, and you are going to purchase 5 kg, right? How much price you will pay? How much expense you have incurred? 250 rupees is your total expenditure. Why? Because you wanted to buy 5 kg of rice and the per kg price of rice was 50 rupees. That's why the total expenditure you have incurred, the total expenditure that is incurred by you is rupees 250. So this is the quantity, this is the price. Is it clear how to find total expenditure? We just multiplied the price into quantity. Okay, so in some question, if the price is not given and quantity and expenditure is given, can you find the price? How? You'll just divide the total expenditure by quantity and you will get the price, right? If in some question, quantity is not given, but price and expenditure is given, can you do it? Yes, we'll just divide the total expenditure by price and we will get the quantity. Is it clear? In this question, what is given? Consumption is given. Mind, in this question, quantity is already given to you. Is it clear? This is the quantity of the base year. So we will write here Q0 and this is Q1. Q0 and Q1. But for finding this last year's pastures and fishes, we don't have price, but we have to find the price, and it is very easy to find the price, right? As I already told you, to find the price, we'll just divide the total expenditure by quantity. Total expenditure is given to you, right? Total expenditure is given and we have to divide it by quantity. Money 2,500 will be divided by 50. 600 will be divided by 120. This will be divided by 30. 360 will be divided by 20 and 40 will be divided by 5. So after dividing this, you will get a column that is P0. In the same way, you can find P1 also. Yes, to find P1, what you will divide 4,200 with? Yes, you will divide it by 60, 700 by 140, 200 by 20, 300 by 15 and 50 by 5. Now you are available with all the 4 columns that you want for your formula, right? Now we are having P0 also, we are having Q0 also, we are having P1 also, and we are having Q1 also. Once you have all these columns, is it very easy to find the formula? Yes. For in this question it was given you have to find, in this question it was given you have to find Fisher's index number. That means you have to make only 2 columns or all the columns. Do we need to make only 2 columns or all the 4 columns? We need all the 4 columns. We want P1 Q0 also, P0 Q0 also, P1 Q1 also, and P0 Q1 also. Because ideal index number, that is Fisher's index number, the characteristics of it is it does not do any injustice with anyone, right? So we have all the quantities that will be included in it. So we will just see the solution. Okay, what we did is, what we have to do, we know price into quantity is total expenditure. So this is what is price into quantity is total expenditure. Price into quantity, total expenditure. Okay, so in this question price was not given. So what we did is total expenditure divided by consumption. Consumption is what? Quantity. Yes, consumption is quantity, so we divided by consumption and that we got the price. Now all the 4 columns are available, Q0, P0, Q1 and P1, and we made all the 4 columns that we needed, that is P1 Q0. Can you please repeat with me? P0 Q0, then P1 Q1 and P0 Q1. So once you made all the 4 columns, it is very easy for you. But while doing the calculation, you have to make very clear that while multiplying it, you don't mismultiply it, okay? Because every time when you do the multiplication, you have to be very careful, because this table carries how much marks? 2 marks, okay? So once you are done with all the summations, the next step will be applying the formula. So you will apply the formula. Your index number for Fisher's index number has to be found out. So you have already applied the formula and you'll get the final answer. And the last step that you don't have to forget is the interpretation part. Never forget to write the interpretation marks. 0.5 marks is of interpretation also. In interpretation, the very simple step, you have to compare it with what? 100, and after comparing it with 100, whatever increase is there in the price, you have to write the final answer. Is it clear to everyone? Yes, very good. Okay, moving further to a very new topic, we are learning today cost of living index. Okay, cost of living index, what are the things to be included in cost of living? Cost of living, the word itself specifies the cost that should be incurred. Okay, if we consider a family, what cost a family will incur? Every month the family has various expenditure. There are food expenses on food, we have expenses on clothing, house rent, fuel, and there are so many miscellaneous expenditures, right? The family has to earn some amount for meeting these expenses, right? Cost of living index, we will consider this topic as the expense that a family incurs every month or every year. Okay, so if a family is if your family is having a very good lifestyle, they have to with the increase in the price, what happens is, if a family is staying a luxurious life or whatever kind of a life a family is living, but they have to, because of rise in price, they have to continuously increase their income also. If I will say a person is having salary of 15,000 in the year 2000 and he is having the same salary 15,000 by the year 2025, will it be enough to sustain his life nowadays? No, he will not be able to live the same lifestyle. Maybe he'll sustain it anyhow, but he will not enjoy the same luxuries or same lifestyle he was enjoying before. Why? Because there is a continuous price rise, and if there is a continuous price rise, the income should also be increasing. Okay, if a person is getting his wages, increasing wages continuously, he'll be able to meet his expenses and live a proper living. So in cost of living expenditure, we'll take an example. Let's see what example is given. A family spends 15,000 per month for their living in the year 2012, and the same family spends 18,000 per month for their living in the 2014. Money 2 years are given over here. One is 2012 and the other is 2014. So comparison is made. We are comparing always the current year with that of the base year. That is why the formula of I is P1 by P0 into 100. Always we compare the current year. We compare it with the base year. Here the current year is what? 2014. The expense of 2014 is how much? 18,000. So 18,000 will be divided by, yes, 18,000 will be divided by 15,000, that is, answer will be into 100, that is 120. Now, always what I say is, we have to compare it with 100. So 120 minus 100 means 20% increase in the monthly expenditure. Is it clear to everyone? Always the last step is to compare it with 100, because the base year is 100 and we consider it the percentage change in the rise of the prices. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. To find this cost of living index, we have two methods. To find this cost of living index, what do we have? We have two methods, and the two methods are total expenditure method, total expenditure method, and the other one is family budget method. Okay, so two methods we have. How do we recognize which method to use, what to do? Now, a simple step. Question in the question, it will be already mentioned to you which method to use. Okay, it may be total expenditure, it may be family budget, or it can be both also. You have to find both the methods and you have to find the expenditure index number. Okay, whenever, now how to recognize, we have two formulas. When can you see total expenditures, two formulas are given. One formula is P1Q0 by P0Q0 and the other formula is P1Q1 divided by P0Q1. Now, a very simple trick how to recognize which formula to use is, you have to see in the question. Okay, you have to see in the question, if the quantity of the base year, that is Q0, is given, then you have to use the formula of last year's. Is that clear to everyone? Whenever in the question, if it is given quantity of the base year, then we have to use the formula of last year's, and whenever formula is given for question is mentioning Q1, that is the quantity of the current year, then the formula that we will use will be past years. So, can you see the formula of last year's over here? P1Q0 by P0Q0 and past year's P1Q1 by P0Q1. So, what is the trick? The simple trick is, if you are given Q0, use last year's. If you are given Q1, use past year's. Very easy to recognize. Okay, so this is the first method of finding the cost of living index. First one is the total expenditure method. Whenever in the question it is given cost of living by total expenditure method, you have to follow either last year's or either past year's. Last year's when Q0 is given, past year's when Q1 is given. Is it clear to everyone? Moving for the family budget. If family budget method is given, then you have to use the weighted average method we used to use. What do we do in weighted average methods? Weights are given in this. Here what is given? Weights is given, and when we use weighted average method, what do? We do sigma IW divided by sigma W. So whenever it is mentioned, we have to find the cost of living index using the family budget method. This is the family budget method. The formula that you will use is sigma IW by sigma W. In the question, if weights are given to you, it's very good. But if weights are not given to you, you have to find the weights on the basis of the information that is given to you in the question. Whenever importance is written, it is indirectly what? Weight. Whenever importance is written, it is indirectly weight. So if it is given, you have to find index number using this thing, family budget method, and you have to get if you are given the importance of it, it is very clear the importance means what? Weight. Okay, so these are the two methods we have to find the family budget, to find the cost of living index. Moving further, shall we see a simple example to solve it so that you can be clear how do we solve it? Is it visible to everyone? Yes. Now you have to find the cost of living index by the total expenditure method and the family budget for the year 2015. We're taking 2014 as the base year for the following data. Now you know already, whenever we have unit column, we have a separate unit column, we have to check whether the unit is per unit and whether the whole row is having the same unit or not. This is the very important and the basic steps you have to follow when the unit column is given separately. When the unit column is given to you separately, you have to see whether the unit column is of single unit and whether the row is following the same unit. Okay, here we have column wise whatever. In this question, we have wheat. The quantity of wheat is what? Quantity of wheat is what? Quintal. Chalo, very good. If we have single unit, it's very good. But after that, we have to check the whole column. In this case, it is given column wise. We'll check the column also. In this case, quantity of the base year is how much? 35 kg. Quantity price of the base year is 1600 and price of the current year is 1800. Means this here it is written quintal, but the quantity is given in kg. These both are different unit. Do you agree? Yes. 1 quintal is how much kg? 100. Yes, it is 100 kg. Means, can I write instead of 100 quintal, can I write here 100 kg? Yes, instead of writing quintal over there, I can write 100 kg because 1 quintal is equals to what? 100 kg. Yeah. So when I told you the first step, it has to be single unit, right? But here it is 100 kg. Is it single? No, it is 100 kg. That means I need to do conversion. Now this quantity is 35 kg. Now if we want to convert this quintal into kg, what we will write here is, we will not write 100, we will just write kg, and this is already in kg. But if the price of 1600 is of how much kg? 100 kg, and we want price of how much kg? 1 kg. So we have to divide the 1600 by 100, we have to divide 1800 by 100. Why? Because this 1600 rupees was price of 1 quintal, that is 100 kg, but we want price of 1 kg, that is why we will be dividing it by 100. This will also be divided by 100. Moving towards the next item, rice. The quantity of rice is kg. Okay, unit is kg, here quantity is also kg, this is also a kg, nothing is written over here, right? So everything is in kg. Do we need to do any conversion? No, there is no need of any conversion because everything is already in kg. Moving further, tuvar dal, the unit is kg, this is also in kg, this is also in kg. There is no need to do any conversion. In oil is measured in liter and everything is in liter only. Cloth is measured in meter and everything is in meter itself. So there is no need for any conversion. Moving towards kerosene. Kerosene is given in liter and here everything is in liter. So there is no need of any conversion. We needed conversion only one item, and that is wheat. Is it clear to everyone? How did we do the conversion of wheat? It was given 1 quintal. Quintal has to be converted in kg and 1 quintal is equals to 100 kg. That is why we divided both the price by 100. Cleared everyone? Yes? So let's see the solution. Are we right? Let's see. Okay. See, the wheat is converted into kg, right? After converting wheat, we have rice and everything was already in kg itself. So there is no need for any conversion over there. This we converted it into kg. So here we wrote kg instead of quintal. Why? Because we converted the quintal into kg. That's why we wrote over here kg and this price got divided, and that is why 1600 divided by 100 we got the answer 16 and 1800 divided by 100 we got answer 18. All the items there was no need of any conversion, right? So without conversion we completed this P1 Q0 and P0 Q0. We used in this method, in total expenditure, we used which method? Last year's method. Why? Because Q0 was given to us. It is a very simple trick to find which formula to use. If Q0 is given, last year's should be used, and if Q1 is given, past year's has to be used. In this question, Q0 was given. That's why we use the last year's method of finding the index number. By which method? Total expenditure method. The final step. What do we do in the final step? Yes, we write the interpretation, comparing it with? We compare it with 100 and we just write the interpretation. So our final step is done, and this is finding the last year's index number. Moving further, finding the cost of living index by which method? Family budget. Okay, for finding by family budget, we have to do sigma IW divided by sigma W. Means we need two columns. Which are the two columns we need? We need I, we need W, and we need IW. Okay. So in the last question, you already found in the same illustration in the total expenditure method, you already found this P0, right? This P0 is nothing other than W. What is this P0 Q0? P0 Q0 is W. We already had price of the base year and price of the current year. So what is the formula of index number? P1 by P0 into 100. So by using this formula, we will find I. By doing P0 into Q0, we will find W. So these two columns, only two extra columns we had to make, this I and W, because I and IW, because W was already made in the last question. So you can just copy from that or you can do the calculation again. It's up to you. But we have to do extra two columns. If you want to make two extra columns in the same table, that will also do. Because the question is same, right? We are not solving some other question. It is a continuation of the same question. So if you want to do two extra columns in the same table, you can do it. That's okay. Okay. So we have to find I and we have to find IW because W was already found over there. So after doing the summation of sigma IW, we will divide sigma IW by sigma W. Total of W. What is total of W? The total of 4580. So what we will get? We will divide 6,48,000 will be divided by 458,000. 0. This is sigma IW divided by sigma W. Just tell me what is the answer?
141.48.
Yes, 141.48. So this is your final answer. We got this answer of finding index number by family budget method. When you will find index number by two methods, total expenditure and family budget, you will get almost same answers. Is it clear? Answer will be almost the same, but the method is different. There you got 141.48. Yes, here you got 141.48. Again, when you found by family budget, again you got the same answer, 141.48. Means either you follow total expenditure or family budget, the answer will be same. This is a trick of checking your answers, okay? Very good. So, we are done till here. Now, we have already learned, we'll just quickly revise what we learned. We learned about index number. We learned about the which method we have to use to select the base. We have two methods. We have fixed base, we have chain base. Then we did the conversion of fixed to chain to fix, right? Then we had a unit column, different unit column, and we needed a conversion for finding the last year's, past year's and Fisher's index number. We learned the cost of living index number, where we did two methods, that is total expenditure and family budget. That's all. Till now, this much we have learned. Now, here it's a general question. You have to read the question and understand what is asked in the question. Just see what we have to find. In the last part, it is given, compute the general index number of the year 2015 for all the 5 items. Okay. So, yes, let's see the information what is given, and based on that we will find the prices of 3 items. My 3 items are given. Which are the 3 items? A, B, C among the 5 items have increased in the year 2015. Whenever it is given increase means what? Whatever the value was, it have increased by it. If decrease is given, the value will less. Increase is given, value will get added. Okay, the value of items A, B and C, it will increase by 90%. Increase by 90%, add when it is increase, and less when it is decrease. Add by 90% plus 90, add by 120% plus 120, and add by 70%, that is plus 70. Whereas prices of item D and E, we have 2 more items, D and E, and the prices of D and E has decreased. Decrease money less. Decreased by 2%. So less 2%, decreased by 5%. So less 5%. Okay. Less 5. So whenever it is given increase, we have to add from with 100. Okay. So it is plus 90. So we have to add 90 in 100. So this is 190. We have to, again, it is add only. So you have to add 100. Every time you have to do the calculation with 100. Why? Because it is given in percentage, right? So we have to add. Here we have to less. So 100 minus 2, that is 98, and 100 minus 5, that is 95. Index number is done. For finding general index, we have already found it, index number. Moving further, what is given in the question, we will see. Item A is 4 times important. Now, I told you, what do we interpret when it is given important? What do we interpret important as? Weight. Now, this means weight is given to you in the question. Let's see how the weight will be divided. The importance, item A is 4 times important than item B. But do we know the importance of item B? No, we don't know B. You can take whatever you want, because we have to take a base from which we have to do the weight calculation. You can either assume it as 1, you can assume it as 2 also, or you can assume it as 3 also. For a very simple calculation, we will assume it as 1. Okay, so let's take B as 1 and then we will do the calculation. Okay, the importance of A is 4 times important than B. Means what is the importance of B? It is 1 and it is 4 times. Will be multiplied by what? 4. 1 into 4, that is 4. Yes, moving further. C is 6 times important than A. What is A? A is 4 and C is 6 times. So 4 into 6 will be 24. So 4 into 6, 24. So this is 24. Okay, moving further. D and E is 2.5 times important than item B. 2.5 times than B. What is B? B is 1. 2.5 times of B will be 2.5. 2.5 times of B will be 2.5. So this is the weight column. I column we already found. Weight was given in the information. We already found I. The next step will be IW. The next step will be IW. So once we got IW, we will just divide IW by W and we will get the general index number, that is 163.01. But the sum does not end there. What you have to do? Yes, very smart. You have to do the interpretation part, and 63.01% increase in the rise of the price will be your final answer. Is it clear to everyone? Yes. Moving further. Chalo. Moving towards the next example. What we have to find in this example, let's see. The question is given. What is given in the question? We have quantity of the base year, we have price of the base year, and we have price of the current year. Okay, let's see the final step. What we have to find? We have to find the cost of living index number. Find which method? Total expenditure method. Whenever total expenditure method is given, you have to see whether Q0 is given or Q1 is given. What is given in this question? Q0 is given. But it is very clear to you that you have to use last year's index number. So for that you will need two columns, that is P0, no, summation P1 Q0 divided by summation P0 Q0 into 100. Yes, very clear, very good. Now, prepare the index number of the group of fuel expenditure. Now, the various fuel expenditures are given over here. The family spends, what are the expenditures the family spends on fuel? On fuel, family spends on coal, kerosene, wood and matchbox. A family is incurring expenses on coal, kerosene, wood and matchbox. These are the fuel expenditure. So on this data, you have to find first the index number of fuel. Okay. So once we get the index number of fuel, then we will continue further. Okay. So how to find the index number of fuel? To find the index number of fuel, what we will do? We will just divide by using the last year's method, and for preparing by last year's method, we have P1 Q0. So we already have the data was already given to you. There was no changes in the data to be done. We just made two extra columns, that is P1 Q0 and P0 Q0, and then after dividing it, we found the last year's index number. We found the fuel expenditure. Index number of the fuel expenditure is done over here. Okay. Once we got the fuel expenditure, we had so many details about the other expenditures also. Okay. And these are the other expenditures that the family is incurring. Prepare the index number of the group of fuel expenditure. Fuel expenditure is done, right? The information was given above and we already found the index number of fuel expenditure. If the expenditure for food, clothing, house rent and miscellaneous in the year 2015 are 3, 2.5, 4.5 and 3.25 respectively, means expenditures of the family is incurring expenditure on food, clothing, house rent and miscellaneous expenditures. It is 3. 3 will be compared with what? 100. So 3 into 100, 2.5 into 100, 4.5 into 100, 4.5 times, right? And 3.25 into 100. So what you will do? Yes, what you will do? You will multiply 3 with 100. We had 2.5 with 100, we had 4.5 with 100 and 32.5 and we had okay, fine. So talking about the weights, what will be the weights? Let's see. The weights means the importance, right? The importance which is given over here, the importance is 42%, 15%, 10% and 12% of what? Of food, clothing, house rent and miscellaneous. So the 42, 15, 10 and 12 importance is given. 42, 15, 12 and 10 importance of food, clothing, house rent and miscellaneous. But the importance of fuel is not given. Importance of fuel is not given to you. So how do we find the importance of fuel? This was already given. 42 was given to you, 15 was given to you, 10 was given to you, 12 was already given to you, right? But the importance of fuel we don't know. But we know percentage to how much do we have total percentage? Total percentage is 100. Just add 42 plus 15 plus 10 plus 12. What do we get the total? Just add this 42 plus 15 plus 10 plus 12. What do we get the total?
79.
Yes, 79 you got, right? Now, if the importance of all this item is 79, which importance is remaining? The importance of fuel is remaining. So, the total is 100. We will minus from 79 and we will get 21. Means this is the balancing figure which we have to assume. Why? Because the total expenditure, the total weight is what? 100. So all the weights were given. The weights, all the weights, we will add all the weights and then we'll less from what? From the total 100. That's why we'll get the weight of fuel also. Now you have I also. Now you have W also. What you will do? Sigma IW by W and you will find the general index number of cost of living index. And you will get the final answer 271.34. Okay. The last step, interpretation, will not be forgetting. You will do the interpretation and the last step will be done. Okay. I hope you understood and we'll continue in the next lecture. Thank you.